Now for the weather.
Now for the weather. And we mentioned at the top of the newscast, today marks the end of hurricane season. But going back in time, I had tweeted on October 15th that we were pretty much done, just based on some of the long-range forecasts, and history was saying we were probably done. So really, we have been done for the last month and a half, but today marks the official end of the season, and we have gone through each and every one of the names. We've exhausted all of them, which, as I'd mentioned in an earlier newscast, kind of begs the question, now that we're starting to name more and more storms as our technology has improved, maybe we should add to that list. We only used 21 names, and we used all of them this year. We have 5 other letters that we could use, by the way. Hurricane-wise, we had 7, 4 of those becoming major: Grace, Ida, Larry, and Sam. Now, of those 21 storms we saw, only 10, I'd say only, but 10 made landfall, so about half, and most of those 8 made landfall in the United States. 2 of the landfalls were hurricanes, Ida being the first, and then followed by Nicholas, which was out to our west. What's interesting, though, when you look at the total number of storms, 21, that is above the average of 14. However, when you look at the total number of hurricanes, that's about average. And as far as major hurricanes, 1 more than average. What's also interesting is some of the headlines I've seen marking the end of hurricane season, that this was the 3rd most active. And yes, that is true based on the total number of storms. However, when you look at ACE, which is the strength of the storm over time, this season was actually only the 30th most active. So just based on the sheer number of storms, yes, 3rd most active, but the strength of those storms, we were way down. This is kind of a complicated looking graphic, but it also looks at the length, the duration that the storms had, and in terms of when they developed. Now, we did have Anna, which developed in May, but only lasted for a couple of days. And many of the storms that we saw this season did not last for very long. We are actually seeing more and more of what are called shorties being named, storms that only last 2 days or less. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that our technology has gotten so much better. So it's not, though, global warming, climate change is actually leading to an increased number of storms. It's actually because we can see far more than we ever could before. And that technology has really taken off in just the last 10, 15 years or so. Right now,